Hello guys, welcome. I'm Oscar. I'm doing a review on Galak-Z. You may know, you may not know of it. It's actually free on the PSN network at the moment. And I looked at this game for a long time before it became free. I didn't really want to separate with $20 to play it. I loved the way it looked, and I loved its sort of retro style, and really the sort of foundation of which this game is built, which I thought actually it was a twin stick shooter. I thought, oh yeah, I played Resogun, I'm a Helldivers fan, you know, let me have a crack at this, I'll be amazing at it. And there's a little bit more to it actually. It isn't a twin stick, so to speak, and I'm going to give you some detail on how the game works and what it's all about, and whether it's worth actually taking up your valuable space on your hard disk. So it's got a retro style, it's got a retro look to it. 17-bit are a studio I don't know too much about, but I do like the character models, and I like the way that it's laid out. You have your standard upgrade screen. There are a lot of different fiddly small things that you can do both to your gun and to the ship. The most important thing is your health up on the top left, followed by your shields, which replenish. Then you've got these things called crash coins, which are kind of something I'll go into in a little bit more detail later, but salvage is the currency, and you can see that I'm choosing or thinking about what to slap on to the ship prior to the mission, and there's quite a lot actually. The most important thing is health, and you can see I go for that, and then you have a chance to toggle or switch around what you've bought, etc., prior to going to launching a mission. The game itself is actually quite hard. There's a very steep learning curve on it, and it's put some people off. I persuaded a colleague to download this, and immediately he fell out with it because it's not easy, and there's a little bit of learning to do with it. What you need to be aware of is that the ship controls almost like it's a bit like Asteroids, okay, the original Asteroids arcade. So you've got a thrust button. It's not like one stick pushes you and another stick aims your gun. What you'll be doing is you'll be giving your craft velocity and then coping with that with the directional buttons. There's also a reverse button, and there's also, if you slap both thrust and reverse, you get to brake, which is quite handy if you're trying to get a position. It's a free roaming map. You have an objective which is marked by that white counter, and here I'm looking for a satellite or some shit, I can't quite remember, but I'm going towards it, and I'm getting various alerts of alien craft in the vicinity. The purple ones are the Imperials, who are the first enemy you kind of encounter, along with some bugs, which are a bit like fodder. And as you can see here, I'm not keen to engage. They have a cone which is in front of the ship that indicates their state of alert, and you have a sound halo around you, so when your thrusters are going, this gets larger the more propulsion you're using. So I don't want to get into a fight. You'll see soon how hectic these fights can be. I've managed to find some loot, and there is quite a lot of loot drops in the game. I quite like this idea. You can actually get upgrades off the bat in an actual level itself. They have different color codes. Your blue is a blueprint, and once collected, the upgrade can be brought after the mission. But there's other ones, there's pink ones, which will be upgrades that can be used there and then in the mission. They're really important, and you see one of these further up. It actually gives my laser straight away affects my weaponry, which is great. There's spiky things and funny plants that are in and around as well. The enemies can be pushed into these, and they can be activated using a gun. They're really handy. They're like environmental effects, and I'm trying to lure these guys over. You can see they're on an orange alert state. This lava is really dangerous, and they've gone and put an upgrade right next to it, so I'm very gently trying to sort of tease this upgrade, and I've managed to get it, and I've got the hell out of there. That's given me bounce bullets. That upgrade is only applicable for this level. It's very annoying. If you die in this game, there's permadeath. It's harsh as hell. You permadeath, that's it. You start it's an episodic mission setup. You start again at the start of one of 5 missions, and you don't have any of the stuff that you picked up in the previous missions. It's only the stuff that you've managed to bring back, or the blueprints that you've purchased. These ships are smaller, they're quick though, and I'm using my sort of boosters to swing round the back of them, and the key to this game is not to look at your ship, it's to look where your bullets are going. There's 2 larger ships here guarding the objective, and these guys give me some grief. Now in the first missions you don't have a strafe button. There's a strafe booster which actually gives you a side manoeuvrability. You can see there that I did a build move, which is your missiles. Fucking handy. But up on the top right is my missile count. I've got one left now. They're valuable as hell. Don't like to use them too much, and they're expensive as well. So I'm pulling these guys into my line of fire. I'm also using reverse to sort of tug them in, and you can see that I avoided a bullet there. There's a jump button. You don't get that until after the first mission either, and so there's a few perks and stuff that you know just don't get when you start, which makes it so difficult. I'm strafing round. I'm using a curve. I'm trying to curve the ship around and keep my gun pointed in their direction, which works surprisingly well. They're also dropping blueprints for me as well, but you can see how much of a nightmare this is. There's 3 of them now, and I'm managing to hold them off, but if it wasn't for this strafe manoeuvre I wouldn't be able to hold my fire on them, and I'd have a massive difficulty. The shield is down on the left. It's a blue icon and it replenishes, and it's really your saving grace. You do not want to lose a red marker. Now, further along in the game, you actually get a perk, which is the ship turns into a robot, and this changes things up massively. It does make the game a lot easier. The robot can actually pick things up, and it has a melee attack, so you can switch on the fly, change into your robot, go flying into them, whack them or grab them, and then push them into some environments. This makes the game incredibly a hell of a lot easier, and if you've got it and you're thinking this is too hard, stick with it, because once you get this, things change up. And of course you've got boss fights, pretty damn cool, as you can see. I'm getting my missiles on him. He's bloody hard. He leaves these clouds of purple stuff which slow my ship down. But I was really pleased to see that. I was thinking, is this game just going to be, you know, a few ships annoying me? No, there's big old bosses in it, marking the end of each level. Really good fun, actually. Loved that. So yeah, I have some gripes with this difficulty. I love a hard game, to be honest with you, but I know some people are going to be put off, and I wanted to do this review to say, don't worry about it, just keep going, and your things get surprisingly a hell of a lot easier. You can see that I've got bounce round bullets here. I'm using this strafe to its maximum. I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm not too frightened of encounters. Encounters, if you're new to the game, are like, oh shit, you know, I don't want to fight them, and you're running away all the time. You actually get some pretty awesome arsenal. And you get a pair of balls to actually go in and start delivering. I'm going to give it a 7.5 because of its retro style, because it's so cool looking, and because it's so much fun, and because there's so much going on the screen. One of the weird bits is that there's a retro pause menu. It's a bit like Her Story. Like, you can see that that's an off-screen shot. I think it's supposed to be someone standing at an arcade. I don't know. Give me some comments on that, because that was quite weird. But Galak-Z, don't be afraid of it, guys. Go for it. It's really worth the disc base, actually, and I think you'll have a hell of a lot of fun with it. That and Broforce are no-brainers this month. So yeah, see you down there.